So big news in the retail world. Sam's Club has a new CEO. And trust me, this is not your typical corporate shuffle. This is the story of a 25-year climb, literally from intern to the very top. And honestly, it might just change the way we all shop. So let's rewind the clock. The whole journey kicks off way back in 1997. And you gotta understand, this wasn't some meteoric rise to the executive suite. Nope, this was a slow burn, a steady climb, all happening inside one of the biggest companies on the planet.
Which brings us to the big question, right? How on earth does a former intern end up running a multi-billion-dollar retail giant? Well, that's what we're going to dig into. Let's break it down.
All right, so let's get into it. A new leader rises. We're talking about Latriece Watkins, and believe me, her appointment is a really big deal. Okay, so here are the official details. Latriece Watkins is set to take the helm as president and CEO of Sam's Club US starting February 1st, 2026. But the headline here, the part that's truly making waves, is this. She is the very first Black woman to hold this position. That's history in the making. So let's talk about that journey, from intern to CEO. To really get how she landed this role, you have to look at her path. This is key. She wasn't an outsider brought in to shake things up. She basically grew up, professionally speaking, inside the walls of Walmart. I mean, look at this timeline. It really tells you everything you need to know. She starts out in '97 as a real estate intern. From there, she spends years, decades really, deep in merchandising. You know, learning the absolute nuts and bolts of why people buy what they buy. Fast forward to 2023, and boom, she's Walmart's chief merchant, which is one of the absolute biggest jobs in retail. It was the perfect launchpad for the Sam's Club CEO role. But, you know, a resume can only tell you so much. To really understand what's going on here, we have to go inside the merchant's mind. Because what truly sets her apart isn't just her experience, it's her core philosophy. And this quote says it all. She sees her team not as just buyers, but as personal shoppers for their customers. Think about that for a second. That one idea completely flips the script. It stops being about just pushing more and more products, and it becomes about curating the right products. So what does that personal shopper idea actually look like in practice? Well, it means really getting what different kinds of members want and then making intentional choices for them. A huge piece of this puzzle is this concept she talks about, premium within value. Here's a simple way to think about it. You go to Sam's Club for the giant pack of paper towels, right? But while you're there, you stumble upon this incredible high-end organic olive oil that you just can't find anywhere else. That's the magic she's trying to create. And if you want a sense of the sheer scale she's used to operating on, just look at this number, $500 billion. That's the value of products she was responsible for every single year as Walmart's chief merchant. I mean, the level of responsibility there is just staggering. It proves she understands the American consumer on a level most people can't even imagine. Now, a massive part of this personal shopper strategy is their in-house brand, Member's Mark. It's already a huge deal, making up about a third of all revenue. For Watkins, this brand is like her secret weapon. It's the ultimate tool for that curation we were talking about, letting her offer unique, high-quality stuff that you literally can't get anywhere else. Okay, so that's her backstory and her core philosophy. But what does this all mean for the future of the club? How is she actually going to put that personal shopper mindset into action at Sam's Club? Well, she's working within this broader Walmart strategy called people-led, tech-powered. It sounds a little corporate, I know, but in plain English, it just means using tech to make the whole experience better for actual humans. Think about things like apps that help employees find what you're looking for way faster. And everyone sees Watkins as the perfect person to make this vision a reality.
So her plan really comes down to four main things. First, she's going to double down on curating that perfect mix of products. Second, she's going to aggressively grow that Member's Mark brand. Third, integrate more and more helpful tech into the clubs. And finally, they're going to build more stores.
And here's what that actually looks like for you and me. We're talking about 15 or so new clubs opening every year. Plus, all 600 existing stores are getting a major facelift. You'll see more tech like the Scan and Go app, which people love, but really, it all boils down to one word: differentiation. It's all about giving members exclusive, high-quality items that make them feel like, yeah, this membership is totally worth it. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Why does any of this matter? Well, this isn't just about Sam's Club. This leadership change, this new strategy, it's going to send ripples across the entire retail world, especially in that super competitive warehouse club battlefield. And this is the battlefield. Make no mistake, Watkins' entire game plan is designed to go head-to-head with the other two giants in this space, Costco and Amazon. You know that whole focus on curating unique, premium products? That's a direct shot right across the bow of Costco, which has dominated that space for years.
All right, let's wrap this up. What are the big things to remember here? First, this is a truly historic moment for a Black woman in top-tier retail leadership. Second, it signals a major shift in strategy, from just volume to value-driven curation. Third, it's a sharpened focus. They're taking the fight directly to Costco and Amazon. And finally, it's just a fantastic example of a company developing its own people all the way to the top.
And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. We live in this age of endless choice, right? You can buy pretty much anything from anywhere at any time. So in a world like that, is this personal shopper mindset, this idea of a retailer becoming your trusted curator, is that the future of retail? It's going to be fascinating to watch how it all plays out.